And now let's have a look at the new G1 cores. So we'll have a look at them in the showroom first. Have a look what they look like with the G1 cores. So there is Impactor. Then we can look at Brainstorm with his G1. Now you can't see his face at all, but there he is with his G1 core. Then we've got Red Alert, aka Run Amok. And there's Red Alert. It's looking pretty cool. I do like that G1 is in, like, you know, what it looks like. Then we've got Slash. So Slash looks very similar in a way. But, yeah, still looking pretty cool. So Snarl looking good in his G1. I think he looks really cool. I like that. And then lastly, we've got Windblade, who I only have in a 4-star, but we can look at her regardless anyway. And there she is with her G1 core. So very cool. So looking at the G1 core, so I believe that most of these are finalized with a small change coming, and we'll talk a bit about that when it comes to it. But Windblade's G1 core. So all of your attacks heal you for 8% of the damage done. Special ability damage increased by 20%. So the special ability damage is great. Really think that is amazing. The thing that we were quite disappointed with in test was the fact that it only heals for 8% of the damage done. So when you calculate it, if she does 10k damage, and it's a big description, but if she does 10k damage, then roughly 10k of that is 1,000 HP she's getting back, give or take. Now 1,000 HP when you're putting a bot into harm's way is not that much, you know, especially when the bot has 28k health. So that was the feedback that we gave, but I'm not too sure that will get changed. I would like that to have been maybe 20% personally. Next up we had Snarl, and this is similar to a Star Saber situation that I said that this is our last chance to make this guy relevant. He's got ability 11 already. He's already a 5-star. This is the last chance. And this increases special ability damage by 20%. So again, when we talk about Amalgamous being 15.5%, this is a better option than Amalgamous. Adds a new long-range fireball attack dealing double the DPS. So DPS being 699 at 67, roughly around 750 at max-ish. So you're talking about 1.5k damage in an area. The ability damage I love. I think that's really good. But when we talk about Snarl, again, we talk about survivability. We talk about the fact that he rushes in and dies. Doesn't have no shield, no protection, nothing like that. So he dies a lot when trying to use him being a melee bot. And they've added this new long-range fireball attack, which is alright. It's pretty decent when it hits something, but you can't direct it. Similar to when it does that Megatronus effect in a line. The problem with it is it's great damage, but it's very hard to direct it at anything that you want it to. Sometimes it hits something, sometimes it hits what you want it to, sometimes it hits nothing. They should have given sort of Megatronus effect in a big area for me. A lot more damage, as well as his special ability damage. And we can't keep giving bots shields, we can't. But there should have been something for Snarl to keep him more alive. It's just more damage. Crazy amount of damage. Melee bots, just in general, special melee bots need an improvement. Will this make this guy relevant? No. Did it make him more usable? Yeah, it gives him more damage, but I would not say it's going to make him war-worthy anytime soon. Next up, we have Slash. Slash's G1 core adds 15% to the bot's health. It turns the bot invisible for 7 seconds every 15 seconds. It also deals 1.5% more damage when invisible. So the point I made on this is why I sort of touched upon this about Prime cores and G1 cores and relevance, is that when you put Megatronus on Slash, that's pretty much 50% of your damage. So it's pretty much 1.5%. So the point where it says the bot also deals 1.5 more damage, that's to one target, not in an area. So Megatronus is better than this G1 core in terms of damage. It also adds 15% extra health. Now 15% extra health is not a lot to a bot that is melee. Again, the one thing I do like about this is that it turns the bot invisible for 7 seconds every 15 seconds. So it does half the amount of damage that she's going to take. But the problem with Slash and Ripper Snapper is that they just die too easily regardless. And we did say we could do more range for Slash to get them in range better. That's what we sort of asked for in playtest. But that's not come about. sadly, they're not getting a more range increase. And I don't know why. I think that the Apes might be a bit worried about Slash killing the HQ on her own, but she can't. The amount of HQ that HQ 18 has, she can't. And if they do that for HQ 17, she already kind of can anyway. So I don't think it'd make her stupidly OP. I think it'd make her easier to use, less frustrating. Because right now her pathing is really, really hard to predict. So the increase in health is here and there. I don't think it matters. The dealing 1.5% more damage is less than Megatronus, because Megatronus is in the area, so not that good really. And the invisibility will help her stay alive, but not much. So would I go and chase this core? No, not really. Would I maybe use her in war? No, not really. This would not make her relevant in wars. And I said that, you know, would 10 seconds every 15 seconds be crazy? And the idea I thought was you could have that 10 seconds of her doing damage and clear an area to path maybe and then use her ability and keep her invisible. But then someone sort of said, yeah, but on defense, that'd be a bit OP, having 10 seconds of invisibility. And that sort of got me thinking that this core on defense, I think it'd be pretty good. Doing more damage to an outpost bot, giving them more health, going invisible will cause a bit of chaos, to be honest with you. I kind of get on defense that might work well, but on offense, it's not going to do much. Then we've got Red Alert and Run Amok. So their core adds 15% extra to the bot's health, which is pretty good. I like that. Additionally, every 12 seconds, create a protective shield that blocks 40% damage for 4 seconds. So it just adds his survivability. And for me, you probably needed damage more than that, but I don't think it's too bad. I think adding more health to him, I think adding the protective shield, yes, it is countered by FFD. It's not a bad G1 cut. I wouldn't say it's like mind-blowing, unbelievably amazing, but I think it's worthwhile chasing for him if you use him in wars especially. You've also got to think on defense as well. Adding more health to him makes him better in an outpost. And obviously having a protective shield makes him harder to kill as well. So a lot of people use Red Alert on defense, and I think his G1 core will be a must if you have him in an outpost. Next we have Impactor. And yes, this is the G metal, but it's just showing up as gold for some strange reason. But it is the G metal, as you can see in the picture on the side. There. This increases special ability damage by 19.3%. So when you compare that to the likes of Amalgamus, which is 15.5%, so it increases special ability damage by quite a bit. But it also adds a new quick blast attack dealing triple DPS. So I thought it was quite good. I thought the quick blast was alright, but the VFX wasn't that good. But if it's triple DPS for Impactor, then you're talking about 2k damage in that area. But someone brought up a good point. Now, I don't really use Impact, so it's a good point that they made. And they said the problem with Impactor is that when you use ability, he stays stationary and everyone else walks ahead. And so he kind of gets lost and starts walking off and not pathing correctly. And the problem with this new quick blast attack is that does that even more. It emphasizes that because he stops, does that quick blast, it takes a good second or two to do, and then he carries on walking again. So it's something else just to make what's bad about the bot emphasize that even more. And I did sort of talk about the quick blast changing in some way and doing some AoE rounding like Sentius. So maybe not triple DPS, but maybe double DPS in an area. But again, they've sort of not took up on it. They've sort of settled for the quick blast doing what it does anyway. So Brainstorms increase special ability damage by 22.5%. Now this is going to increase more than an EO core. That is what they've said in the chat. So an EO core to 26.5%. So I'd expect this to go up to maybe 28%. Nothing stupid, but 28% I reckon. So it will read probably increase special ability damage by 28%, and it also provides 66% protection from laser turrets and beam lasers. So although I'm not too keen on these protect so much from these defenses only, but if it's better than an EO core, then I will welcome it. You know, but I said that in the chat. I said, you know, this G1 Brainstorm, if it does 22.5%, then I'm going to stick with the Neo core because I use Brainstorm for that damage. And he doesn't really get hit by beam lasers and turrets. If he does, I've done something wrong. My tank should be hitting them hits on the beam lasers. And with the amount of short range a laser turret does, then he should be either outside of that range killing it, or the tank should be getting them hits. So the laser turrets and the beam lasers is alright. As long as the ability damage is more than EO core, then I'm sold on this G1. But we'll have a look at a few of these in action. Okay, so looking at Impactor, so we pop Impactor down here. See there's his Quick Blast doing 2k damage. There's again. Then if we use his ability, but don't forget, because you're not using Amalgamous, then he won't have the same amount of healing that he would get from Amalgamous. But still very good. See there, clearing an area, doing more damage than before. So, not a bad core. I wouldn't say it's awful. I think they could have edited a bit maybe to make him a bit more or less of a pathing issue. Leave him over there. Then we've got Red Alert. We'll show Red Alert over here. So you can see there. Don't forget, it is 12 seconds, so it does take a while. And there's his shield, you see. Again, like I said, it is negated by FFD, but a short shield. Just to, like I said, just to increase his survivability. Then we've got Slash. You can see there, Slash is now invisible. We haven't used her ability, but she's gone invisible like she does with her ability. There we go. And she's back into no mo, what you want to call it, back into being visible. And now she's visible again. So yeah, pretty cool. And then we've got Snarl. So you can see there, Fireball. There we go. So again, it's decent. I like that fireball effect. I like it firing out. But it's not going to make him absolutely relevant. It's not going to make him crazy good overnight. Then we've got Windblade. So send Windblade over. Let's send over there. So you can see there. She does more damage now. You see there, she's healing. She's got a shield. Then we'll send over here. Does damage. Gets a shield. Heals. Let's see how much damage she does. Let's try and take out a mortar. See what she can do. Don't forget, it's only maxed out 4-star. There we go. Pretty cool. So what do you guys think of those G1 cores? Are they worth chasing? Which one are you most impressed with? Which one least impressed with? Is there anything you would change? How would you have changed them? Let me know in the comments, guys. And if you are chasing these G1 cores next week, the week after, good luck. But don't forget, they won't be in the cores anytime soon if you've got some saved up. If you want to know if they are in the cores, the best thing to do is hit them up on Discord and ask Dale to say, listen, are these cores in with the G1 cores, and don't pull them until you know you are. I have some G1 cores saved up. I'm going to pull in a few of them to maybe capture some of these. But I'm in no rush for any of them, really. I'm not super impressed with any of them. I would like Brainstorms, but I'll settle for the EO. I'm not in no mad rush. But overall, I think they're okay. They're not too bad. I think we could see some better improvements. But there's some good additions there if you want them. So go and check them out. Good luck in chasing them, and hope you get them.